In order, if everyone please stand.
Scouts, forward, march. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance with all headwear.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Cub Scout. Scout promise. I will do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, and walk with you at all times, and to obey the law of the land. Scouts dismissed.
Burgess.
Here.
Gordon.
Here.
Myers.
Here. Here.
Washington. Williams. Here.
All right, move down to number 2, public comment. All questions or comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on topic of their choice on agenda items only. I'm sorry, on topics on agenda items only. Each speaker will be allowed 1 opportunity to speak. Is there anyone that has any questions or comments? Clerk, please state your name and address for the record.
Judy Test, Merrill Avenue, Sauk Village. I'm assuming that accounts payable will cover what I have to ask, and that is, for quite some time now, nobody has mentioned or nothing has been said or put out on paper about where we are with our audits. We still are not caught up with them, and I'd like to know where we stand with them and how long is it going to take. That's it.
That's it? All right. I can see if there's anything to add. They have been working on them just about every night. In fact, I come in here, a lot of times they're still here working. There was a few items that they were waiting on for some additional responses. What's that? One item is left open. Once that issue gets resolved, we should have the budget come before the board. Again, you're right, we're behind on budgets, but in the last year, we've completed 2 budgets. They're working on a 3rd budget. If you look at time-wise, we've got a lot done. So as soon as we finish this, I think we have another 6-month budget that has to be completed after this one. So they're coming right along. We're hoping to have it done by the end of December. There was a few open issues. They've been worked all through January. We're down to 1 open issue. And again, once we get that resolved, it'll come from the board. So that's where we're at currently. Okay.
Rose Langston, just something minor. On the minutes for January 28th, under public comments, I don't know if I made the mistake or what, but it was to regarding the village attorney for the assistant, recent FOIA and mayor, and I thought I had said human relations for the diversity dinner.
I'll check that, but I pretty much, I'll check some policy.
Okay, that's all I wanted to
I
know.
had a question too, but I'll double check it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, we move to item number 3, reports of officers. I'll start with the mayor's report, and I will start with a proclamation for the Boy Scouts of America. So if you'd like to come forward. proclamation recognizing the month of February as Boy Scouts of America Month. Whereas the Boy Scouts of America has been at the forefront of instilling the timeless values of leadership, achievement, patriotism, community service, character, and environmental stewardship in youth since its founding in 1910. And whereas this national youth movement has made serving others through its value-based program its mission. And whereas the Boy Scouts of America is committed to helping millions of youth succeed by providing the support, friendship, and mentoring necessary to live a happy and fulfilling life. And whereas there are more than 525 community organizations that make scouting available for more than 14,000 youth members in our state who participate in the scouting program as a means of character building, citizenship training, and personal fitness. Whereas the Boy Scouts of America celebrate the anniversary of the founding of the scouting movement during the month of February, and therefore be it proclaimed by the Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Sauk Village that February 2014 be proclaimed as Boy Scouts of America Month throughout the Village of Sauk Village, and urge all citizens to recognize this observance. Dated this 11th day of February 2014, David A. Hanks, Mayor. Copy? Thank you very much. All right. Quite a few things on here tonight. Before we get to the next thing, I got go ahead and read the collector's report for the month of November and December. I do have here. Start with November. Property taxes, $12,611.21. Other taxes, $220,248.29. Licenses and permits, $8,416.52. Fees and services, $243,555.35. Transfers, $774,290.44. And miscellaneous, $246,808.37 for the month of November of $1,505,930.18. December here. For the month of December, property taxes, $34,181.28. Other taxes, $213,873.52. Licenses and permits, $6,065 even. Fees and services, $190,472.05. Grants, $8,533.63. Transfers, $1,746,156.29. And miscellaneous of $14,061.79. For a total for the month of December of $2,213,343.56. And as the finance director, if you would please make sure that all the trustees receive a copy of the collector's report. All right. Next is we have a proclamation. In fact, Trustee Washington was going to read it from the Human Relations Commission. I've asked Trustee Williams to read it for me tonight, the proclamation for African American Month.
Whereas, in the centuries since African Americans first arrived on our shores, they have known the bitterness of slavery and oppression, the hope of progress, and the triumph of the American dream. African American history is an essential thread of the American narrative that traces our nation's enduring struggle to perfect itself. And whereas we see the greatness of America and those who have risen above injustice and enriched our society, greatness reflected in the resolve of Jackie Robinson, the intellect of W.E.B. Du Bois, and the talent of Louis Armstrong, we also gain a deeper appreciation for the African American experience in the writings of James Baldwin, as well as the music of Duke Ellington and countless others. And whereas African Americans reflect a proud legacy of courage and dedication that has helped to guide our nation's success and prosperity. Visionary leaders like Frederick Douglass, Thurgood Marshall, and Martin Luther King Jr. possessed a clarity of purpose and were instrumental in exposing and addressing the issues that threatened our founding principles. The battle for freedom, equality, and opportunity was fought on the front lines by strong figures such as Harriet Tubman and Fannie Lou Hamer, as well as many other everyday heroes who helped to lead the nation to a more hopeful and just society. And whereas we recall these remarkable individuals, we also recognize Dr. Carter Goodwin Woodson, who in 1915 recognized the need for our country to gain a more complete and informed understanding of our past. Dr. Woodson founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History and established the first Negro History Week. And whereas, through the pioneering efforts of Dr. Woodson, the hard work of the association, this observance officially became Black History Month in 1976, when President Gerald Ford spoke in regards, urging Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout history. And whereas each February is a time for all Americans to remember the stories and teachings of those who helped build our nation, took a stance against prejudice to build lives of dignity and opportunity, advance the cause of civil rights, and strengthen families and communities. And whereas during the month of February, all Americans are encouraged to reflect upon past successes and challenges of African Americans and look to the future to continue to improve society that we live up to the ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. And whereas the Mayor and the Board of Trustees do hereby further acknowledge that promoting diversity, understanding, and opportunity, we will continue our efforts to build a society where every person of every race can realize the promise of America. Now therefore, I, David A. Hanks, Mayor of Sauk Village, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2014 as African American History Month, and in recognition of the important urges of all citizens of the Village of Sauk Village to recognize the contributions of African Americans in not only our community, but in our country's history. Dated this 11th of February 2014.
Thank you very much. With that, I'd like to make sure that, so we have here the Illinois Black Caucus Foundation Scholarship Program. This has been brought to our attention, so we're going to pass this over to the village clerk. She'll have all the information, so if you're looking for a scholarship, she has the information, and there's a list of what the applicants must do. I'm glad I'm not looking for a scholarship. The other thing here is we have tonight the Human Relations Commission. Just want to make sure that the village board is aware that the Human Relations Commission now has a new chairperson, and that chairperson is Chairman Commissioner Steve Bloom. So, and then the rest of the board remains as vice chair, which is Frank Williams, secretary Deb Davis, treasurer Steve Shimkis, and then that remains the others are just commissioners. So make sure the board knew about that. And last thing I have on my list is that this Thursday you may see film crews around Sauk Village. There is a Showtime original show called Shameless. They are going to be filming on the corner on Route 30 in Torrance. And there will be in both Linwood and in Sauk Village. So you may see some film crews, you may see some famous actors in Sauk Village. So, but that's, I don't have time. They said it'll be out Thursday. So, with that said, move to the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Election news. Voter registration for the March 18th primary election ends February 18th. New law states that any 17-year-old that will turn 18 by November 4th, 2014 can register to vote and vote in the March 18th primary. For a list of important election dates, offices up for election, a current directory of all local, state, and county and elected officials, and the referendum that will appear on the March 18th ballot, visit www.saukvillage.org. For more information, information on the upcoming 2014 primary and to check your voter registration, please visit www.cookcounty.clerk.com. Voter registration was held at Bloom Trail High School on Monday, February 10th. Over 100 students registered, and due to the new law, many students were able to register at 17 years old. Over 40 students were from Sauk Village, and an overwhelming amount of students were excited about the opportunity to serve as election judges. I hope they get the call. The Village Hall will be closed on Monday, February 17th in observance of President's Day. I would like to thank the department heads and others who have provided updates for the Sauk Village email alerts. The response to the email alerts is very positive. Please encourage others to subscribe by visiting www.saukvillage.org and click on Get Access Today. After subscribing, you will be sent an email to confirm your subscription. If you encounter any issues signing up, check your spam filter or contact me for resolution. Finally, I would like to personally acknowledge a little bit of Sauk Village African American history. Congratulations to Trustee Rosie Williams, the first African American Sauk Village trustee. Trustee Williams was first elected in 2005 and is now serving her third term. Congratulations also to Trustee Derek Burgess, first African American male trustee. Trustee Burgess was first appointed in 2006 and is now also serving his second full term. One other thing I was just handed, School District 168 is also having a Black History celebration on Friday, February 21st from 5:30 to 7:30. Doors open at 5 p.m. at Rickover Junior High. Come and join Community Consolidated School Districts 168 for a night of family, food, and fun as we celebrate the contribution of African Americans, both past and present, with performances from Strasburg Choir, Rickover Junior High School Drama Team and Choir. Special guest to appear, Mr. Tommy Ford, co-star of Martin, actor and impressionist Mr. Anthony Brady from Las Vegas, and Ms. Shirley Walls, songwriter and producer. Please come with your appetite. Concessions will be available. Entry is free. Invite your friends and family. And anybody who has seen the Strasburg and Rickover choirs, it's something that you have to see. So we're looking forward to this event. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll move to Village Attorney, Attorney Net.
Just one quick update. The state recently approved the village's construction plan and contractor for the water improvements project, and construction should begin within the next 60 days. That's all I have to report this time.
Thank you very much. Move to reports. Reports from trustees and board commissions. Start with Parks and Recs Committee, Trustee Poston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to report that on the basketball program, we had to cancel one of the days because of the snow. The makeup will be on the 22nd. We'll be playing in the morning and in the afternoon. So if anybody wants to come by and see some games, that game will be made up at that time. I also have in the back table, I have a flyer with programs that I'd like to get going in 2014. We need the cooperation of the public to help us with it, and also some it's a questionnaire I would like to see. So if you fill those out, drop those off to either me or here at the Village Hall during business hours, that'd be appreciated. Also on February 26th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the community center, we'll be having the animal vaccination clinic again. They were very impressed with it last time. We had a good turnout and hope to have it again. That's Wednesday, February 26th, from 9 to 1 p.m. at the community center. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Beautification Committee, Trustee Moore.
Thank you, Mayor and Village Board. Just want to report this past Sunday we had a wonderful committee meeting. A couple things that we were discussing is having a community-wide or a community garage sale. We want to do two of them. One is going to be in June, and the other one will probably be in August. The one in August, we're going to try to work with Parks and Recs and have it behind Village Hall and have it in conglomerate with the corn and dog roast as well. So we'll have some activities with that as well. Details will be following later on. The Beautification Committee is looking for more volunteers and members. We always meet every month, the second Sunday of each month. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Ordinance Review Committee, Trustee Myers.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple items tonight. First of all, changing my date Thursday. is that changing the date from Thursday to this Thursday on my ordinance review. We have a couple of ordinances that we must look at where I get them to the boards for review this weekend. So I'm asking my members to be present Thursday at 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall to review a couple ordinances on a number of liquor licenses here in town, the liquor license themselves. So I'm changing the date on that. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have at the present time.
Thank you, Trustee. Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say is everything that I was going to say has been said already. You guys had a chance to go ahead of me as far as with the Black History and the function that's going to be at Rickover Junior High. I've attended those twice. I just wanted to reiterate and let everyone know and let the parents know. Even if you're don't have children in the school district, you should come out. It's a very learning experience to come out and see what they do, what the children do, what type of performance that's there. It's very good for the village, and I think we all, black or white, should come out and enjoy that evening because it is fun-filled and it's fact-finding. Also, as regards to the scholarship program, all that information is on the website at the Sauk Village Governmental website, and also it'll be on the Sauk Village website too. Those qualifications that it takes to get this particular scholarship, you should check it out, you should read it, and you should look at it and apply for that. Also, I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the proclamation. I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe I'm old school, but I've always thought it was Black History Month, not African American History Month, but that's just me. But anyway, it was a fine proclamation. I appreciate that. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. And just so you know, I was always, I guess I'm old school, I thought it was Black History Month, but I guess under President Obama, he changed it to African American. So,
pardon me?
I think this is the
I don't know about new, but I mean, it's just something that I've grown up with all my life. Because at one time, it was, things were changed, and I just, it's just something that I'm not used to hearing anymore. But
it's the third time, I think, if I remember right, doing the study about it. It's like the third time it's been changed the name since it started.
But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. And on that note, both your picture and your picture is on it's on the Sauk Village, the official Sauk Village Facebook page. We did a cover recognizing our elected officials celebrating Black History Month or African American Month. So if you get a chance, go out there and look on the Sauk Village, Illinois, the official Sauk Village, Illinois website or Facebook page, and you'll see our elected officials recognized. Thank you very much. Okay, move to Public Relations and Community Outreach Partnership Committee. Trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a reminder, we are still looking for donations for Student Government Day, which will be the 4th Tuesday of March. And we're also looking for judges. So if anybody would like to participate in the judging of the essays, please see myself or the village clerk. And basically, since I see some new faces in the audience, just to kind of go over what that entails, is when we pick up the essays from Rickover, they have the student's name and contact information in the top right corner. I take those and I cut the name off, and I give that piece of paper a number. I number the essay itself, and then I separate them for the judges. So when the judges read them, they have no idea who their teacher was, who the student was, nothing like that. It's a completely blind judging. And then usually there's about 25 essays to the pack for the judges. The judges are then asked to narrow down to 5 from their pack, and then we meet as a group to reread all of the essays. The essays are then given a score from 1 to 10, and then once all the essays have been read by all of the judges, we tally the scores, and that's how we choose who's the mayor, the village clerk, the trustees, and so on. So if anybody would like to be participating in that, please, like I said, let myself know, or the village clerk, and if anybody would like to donate, please let us know as well. And then that concludes my report for public relations. And the Community Outreach Partnership Committee, we did have a meeting scheduled for last week that we had to cancel. And I will be reaching out to the interested parties of that committee to try to come up with another game plan of when we can meet and we can have police chief and the mayor available at that time to discuss some questions that the committee has. And we'll be sure to let everybody know when we can do that. And that's all I have.
Give me enough notice so I don't schedule any executive session.
Yes,
later
yes.
All right, move to reports of departments, committees, and commissions. Move to Fire Department, 911 Commission, Chief Sauk.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 2 weeks, fire department responded to 21 calls. 4 car accidents, 5 fire alarms, 3 medical assist devices, 2 COs, 2 gas leaks, 1 oven fire, 2 car fires, and 1 assist out of town. Take a moment here to thank the public for folks that have taken the time to go ahead and clean the snow away from fire hydrants. And also, the biggest thing is keeping an eye on their neighbors. Hopefully we only got another week or 2 of this cold weather, because I've had enough. And I got a bunch of firemen that said they've had enough of this cold weather too. And that is
Again, pass off our thanks to the fire department, your members, and everybody for working the fire station overnight so we can have warming stations during this cold season. Move to the police department, Chief Levis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I'd just like to touch basically on some of the most recent stats since January 28th through today's date. Police department has responded to 745 calls for service, 182 which were traffic, 30 domestic calls, 20 motorist assist, 37 parking violations, 89 other calls for service, and 48 ambulance assists. For the same time period, there was also 68 adult and juvenile arrests, and that included 7 arrests for narcotics. I'd also like to report that some of our end of the year statistics are in. I'd like to proudly report that some of the crimes are down. We haven't tallied all the crime statistics. The burglaries are down about 75 less burglaries than there were last year. Also, in 2012, there was approximately 20,000 calls for service to give folks an idea of what the police department, how much these guys run. 2013, the calls for service were 18,505. So calls for service have been reduced by a small amount, which is good for us. The thing that goes along with that, though, is that our arrests are up. 2012 arrests were 1,293. The arrests for 2013 were 1,547. So our arrests are up 254 from last year. And that credit goes to the working police officers out there that are doing an outstanding job. I'd also like to report that because of an unfortunate set of circumstances, we're temporarily going to disband the Combined Area Gang Enforcement Unit. The unit was started in August of 2013 by myself and Chief Mears in Linwood. And we decided to assign 1 man per department to conduct this Combined Area Gang Enforcement. I assigned Brad Wild, one of our most active officers, and Linwood assigned an officer by the name of Craig Barnes, who was also one of their top producers. These guys went out from August to December, like I said, because of the economic situation in Linwood, and both of us are suffering at this time. We're going to temporarily disband the units, reassign those officers back to patrol. However, there is credit where credit is due. So with that in mind, I'd like to announce that the end of the year statistics, myself and Chief Mears compiled the other day. The Combined Area Gang Enforcement Unit made 20 misdemeanor arrests, 36 felony arrests. They captured 1 fugitive from justice. There was 6 search warrants were conducted, and during those search warrants there were 7 handguns seized, approximately 4.5 pounds of cannabis, 1 ounce of cocaine, 2 ounces of heroin, and approximately $6,000 of cash, which will eventually be distributed between Sauk Village and Linwood. So I'd like to thank both of those officers personally for a fine and outstanding job that they've done. And hopefully at the end of springtime we'll be able to get the unit back in service again. Thank you. And somewhere down the line here, we'll be inviting both of the officers to attend the board meeting so we can present them with some certificates. And just to cut things short, I know there was a lot of concerns over snow parking over the last month. We've been trying to work very closely with Kevin Wallach and Public Works. There was over 200 parking tickets written during the past month for the snowfall. The other day we sent out a specialized unit to accompany Public Works to remove vehicles that have been on the street and snowed in for about 3 weeks. So the latest stats on that are that we towed 8 vehicles that were snowed in. The street should be clear. If any of the citizens, if you have a vehicle that may, by some slim chance, still be it's still stuck on your block, please give the police department a call. We'll be more than glad to take care of it. One last thing, another positive note for the police department. Late last year, November, I applied for several grants for the police department, one for respirators, another one for ballistic plate carriers. I'm happy to announce that the Department of Homeland Security and ILEAS, which is the Illinois Law Enforcement Alarm System, has granted and delivered to us a respirator for every police officer and a ballistic plate carrier for every officer. And that concludes my report, Mr. And if I could interrupt, that was at no cost to the village.
Thank you very much, Chief. Great job. Move to Public Works Department, Mr. Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to give you a little bit of information on this year so far. Salt supplies, this year we cut our salt supply back to about 500 tons, which is 600 tons, 700 ton on average that year. We currently have received all of our 500 ton salt. We are currently sitting at about 400 ton in our salt dome, and we still can collect up to another 100 ton if needed. Hopefully we won't need any more of it or any of what we currently have. Potholes is definitely becoming an issue as the snow starts to melt. We have a couple streets that are pretty bad off, and certain sections of town, as long as the ice is out of the hole, we can add the patch to it. Otherwise, it does us no good to throw money away because it's very expensive material. They will be out the next few days with the weather warming up a little bit, and hopefully we'll take care of most of the complaints. And residents, if you do have a hole in your house somewhere, or an old one in Sauk, please don't hesitate to call and leave an address or a street where we can take care of that. Snow removal, all of our equipment is definitely aged. We are working on it day to day, but at this point right now, everything is running, so that's a good sign. We also have some complaints around town, and some of them are ongoing for water leaks. Due to the weather conditions and the cold temperatures, which we started this back in November, the temperature started, and we haven't had a break since. So slowly but surely we're getting longer days, and we're getting some warmer conditions hopefully, and we are working on some of those leaks. We will have 2 of them planned this week, and hopefully the other 2 that we currently have outstanding will be the following week if the weather holds out. Snow procedures, just like Chief of Police and Code Enforcement have been helping us out a lot. Within 2 snow inches, if you have 2 inches of snow on the street, please move your cars. That means 2 inches of snow until it's been completed, the storm is completed, not just after we drive by and you put your car out there, because we may not be done yet and we have to do more passes. So please, when the storm is over, the snow is completely stopped, and the last pass we will make will be 1 pass down the middle with salt after they make usually 3 passes on every street just to clear them. And finally, just let you know, day-to-day procedures, we have some little issues that we have to deal with in the public grounds department. And if you notice, the one door is closed. We had a heater freeze up in the ceiling, and it's currently working right now. We have another little small leak that we're taking care of. And we also have some minor areas in the community center and the police department that we're currently working on. So we are very busy, and we do thank the police department for all their help recently with all the cars removing, and the code enforcement for all the tickets they've written when we got the cars removed. Thank you. That's my board.
Thank you, sir. Move to Administrative Services, Mr. Jasinski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few things. Village Hall will be closed Monday, the 17th for President's Day. And Tom's Taps has a different owner now. It's Level Sports Bar. They will be closed for a couple of weeks. They're going to be remodeling, changing some carpeting and floors and stuff like that. And today I sent out about 4 letters to businesses that are in violation of the sign ordinance. They're running flashing lights. They got temporary signs all over the windows, and they can only cover up 25% of the windows. So as I see them, I'm going to start sending out letters, and I indicated to them if they don't correct the problem, they're going to receive tickets. The cell tower issue has been resolved in the back there with permitting. They received a permit to go ahead with the storage facility and the generator, so that's all been cleared up now. And that concludes my report.
Do we get an update on the Mount Buckner?
No, I haven't heard nothing from him. I can give him a call tomorrow. A couple of weeks ago we said the deal should have been closed up by Thursday, and then when I talked to him the following week, it still wasn't. I know that it's not going to be around the clock. It's going to be a totally different restaurant, and they're looking for a liquor license to serve, liquor with dinners. That's all I've heard.
All right. And if you get an update, we'd just like to fix up in the trustee boxes so they know what's going on.
Sure.
All right, appreciate it. Move to Finance Department, Finance Director, Mr. Rowell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any report from you.
Thank you, sir. Move to Sauk Village Homeland Security Agency, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Over the last 2 weeks, emergency services responded to 21 calls, which consist of 5 car accidents, 5 fire alarms, 2 CO alarms, 2 gas leaks, 4 school patrols, 2 car fires, and 1 smoke report. And also, as I was sitting on the back table, as I received some brochures from FEMA, and that's training systems to prepare residents. We've got several emergency supply lists. Preparing makes sense for older Americans. Preparing makes sense, get ready now. Every business should have a plan, and preparing emergencies for people with disabilities. I'll set these on the back table. This is in handout, and this is in at least some extras out there. It's just for everybody to take.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Move to Housing Commission, Commissioner Holcomb.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only thing I have to report is the Housing Committee meeting is this Thursday at 7 p.m. here in the Village Hall.
All right, thank you very much. Before we go to the next, just so everyone knows, Trustee Washington did call, said she wasn't going to be able to be here tonight, but she passed off a report and asked for the village clerk to read it. So if you would read her report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Human Relations Commission would like to report that they have a full commission. They are very excited about their recent Human Relations Diversity Dinner. And their next event will be, they are going to host a diversity seminar sometime in March or April, and they're currently seeking some leaders in the field to help with that, namely Joseph Martin from Diversity, Inc. There will be more on that program as details arise. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's that report.
Thank you very much. Now we'll go back to Senior Committee, Ms. Langston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Boone Township Senior Community Luncheon is this next Wednesday, February 19th. That's Amore Love Italian Style with Frank Rossi at the Glenwood Woody Golf Club. Ticket deadline is tomorrow, Wednesday, February 12th. They continue their senior exercise Fridays, 10 to 11. They have suburban legal assistant the 4th Tuesday by appointment. They have blood pressure screening held the 3rd Wednesday by appointment. They do have assisted for health insurance. That's the Illinois Senior Insurance Program counseling available. They have their senior wheels available for within the township. Their telephone number is 708-754-8200. And if you need any additional information on the senior events, it's 708-754-9400, extension 244 for additional information or service. The events of the senior committee sponsors, we continue with our free monthly blood pressure screening for all village resident and village employees. In the senior center office, the next one is on Monday, March 3rd from 1 to 1:45, and every first Monday. Our paperback book exchange continues, and we want to thank a lot of our residents for their donation of the paperback books. Our next blood pressure and monthly senior movie, The Heat, is on Monday, March 10th, which is co-sponsored with McConaughey Library. On March 10th, we're having a presentation on Tai Chi, and that will be at 11:30, followed by a luncheon, which requires reservation. You need to call the library, 708-757-4771. And this month, the Friday senior social activity will be on February 14th and also February 28th. That's usually from 11 to 4. There is a flyer listed of activities and movies in the literature rack. We also have a senior center survey available for those who are interested in other things. The Fun Club meets every second and fourth Sunday at 3 p.m. Sunshiners' next meeting is on Monday, February 17th at 7 p.m. The Leisure Trainers have canceled their meetings for this month. That's February 12th and 26th. Ceramics Group continue to meet every Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. Sauk Village Bluegrass continues every Sunday from 6 to 10 p.m. The Golden Agers will meet next Wednesday, March 19th at the Jones Memorial Community Center, 220 East 15th Street, Chicago Heights. They have a 10 o'clock social hour, 10:30 meeting, and lunch at 11:30. Their cost for lunch is $5. You do need reservation. The number is 708-757-5395. Annual dues for the membership for the club is $5 for the year. Just a reminder, the Cook County first installment tax bill is due March 4th. If not, a late penalty of 1.5% per month will apply. Just a reminder for qualified seniors to be sure to complete and return their annual senior or freeze tax exemption application in order to receive their exemption on the second installment. There's a blood drive this coming Sunday, February 16th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Didier Hall, St. James Catholic Church. I was told that there would be no tax preparation at McConaughey Public Library. However, they will have tax form available. The next senior committee meeting will be this Thursday, February 13th, 5 p.m. The committee's 6th chili cook-off is scheduled for Saturday, March 29th, and we are looking for chili chef. Thank you. This ends my report.
Thank you very much. Move item number 6, consent agenda. Is there any trustees have any problems with anything on the consent agenda? With that said, ask for a motion to approve. Second. Motion and second. Motion, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move to item number 7, new business. Under A, motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for January 29th, 2014 through February 11th, 2014. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
The motion and second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Morton.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington. Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move down to number 8, miscellaneous comments from the Mayor, Board of Trustees. We'll start with Trustee Williams. Trustee Myers.
Just one thing, Sherry. I I noticed there was activity down at the restroom today that saw moving in some drywall and some different type of material. About 3:45 or something today, there were 2 vans there, no name or anything. But they have started working in there already.
All right. I'll try to catch
Thank you.
Trustee Martin?
I just want to let everybody know, think happy thoughts. Summer is coming.
So if you're ready.
Anyway, summer is coming. Summer's coming, and as always, we are going to be having another annual 4th of July thereabouts parade again. Myself and Mr. Myers always put that on, so let the Boy Scouts know, let your friends and family know. We haven't ironed out a date yet, but we are going to have that again. So I was just throwing that out there because usually it's real warm when that really happens. So think positive thoughts, and that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Baskin? Trustee Burns?
Yes, I have a couple of things, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Kevin, the delineators that are on Torrance Avenue, I see a lot of them work. Yeah. Is that going to cost us? Or do we? I mean, it's going to come out of the noise mitigation fund, I'm sure. 22 missing. We can't charge that back to IDOT? Oh. Police department need to get a phone call with this.
Would you call if you ran into him?
No, I mean somebody is on the side of the road. Second thing, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to recognize our special guest tonight. I just wanted to let everyone know, first of all, who the Scoutmaster is. Would she please stand up? Because a lot of people don't know who the Scoutmaster is. She's done a great job. I'm sure these are the Scout parents. They've done a great job over the years that I've been involved with the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts. And I think we have 2 or is it 1 Eagle Scout? I know 1 is here. And possibly a second. Okay, who's the possible? Okay, staying in the family, okay. I just wanted to say this is the largest, except for the memorial service, this is the largest time I've seen the Boy Scouts come out. And I see we have a couple of Cub Scouts, and there were some girls here. I don't know if they brownies or.
They were the sisters of the Boy Scouts.
Sisters. Okay. Do we have a Girl Scout troop?
There is a Girl Scout troop, but I'm
Okay. All right. Now, do we also have a person representing the Boy Scouts as far as the international? Is there anyone here for that? There we go. That's what I thought. Just want to let you know we do have an active troop, and I appreciate these men and women, these parents. They donate their time. I used to be a Scoutmaster years and years ago, so I know what it takes to do that, to get these young men and young ladies involved in this. It really helps out, something that they can look forward to. Even at my age, I can look back and say, I was part of that. And I just wanted to let every one of the Scouts know that you guys are well appreciative, and I see a lot of merit badges. I'm not going to go and ask afterwards, but I see a lot of merit badges. And that's great, because it takes a lot to get those merit badges. And also, I'd like to thank the parents of the Scouts, because I know what they have to go through also. So on behalf of myself, and I'm hopefully, and I know the board, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for getting involved and being involved. And this is what I'm saying to the Scout leaders, for being involved for the kids out here in Sauk. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'll say, I stole your thunder for your report, now you stole my thunder for the ending, but again, we like to say pretty much the same thing, but thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to pass or to put the proclamation out tonight. If we could, though, can we get the names especially the leaders that are here today, the commanders, the one from corporate. Please get your names for the record so we can make sure you're part of the record tonight. So before you leave, if you would just see the village clerk, please, to make sure she has your spelling correct. We really appreciate that. The next thing I have is, as we passed, we had two proclamations tonight, one for the Boy Scouts and one for the African American History Month. But we're going to go a step further, and I'm proud to say that on February 25th, that we will be honoring one of Sauk Village's very own, Nathan Griffin, for his accomplishments in the Negro Baseball League. Not too many people know that he played on the baseball league, so we wanted to have a special presentation for him here in 2 weeks. So it's kind of something that as we add on to with the proclamation being given tonight, we're going to have something again in 2 weeks. So come back, Wisconsin, and see what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks. I already mentioned Trustee Washington saying that she wasn't going to be here tonight. The village engineer, he did email me. He was on vacation today and asked for if he could not attend, so I went ahead and told him to take his vacation. He'll come in tonight. And it's been talked about after 2 inches of snow. Please don't park on the streets after 2 inches of snow, because there's nothing I can do for you once your car is towed. I don't know how many phone calls I get, people's cars are told, they're calling me. They see me in the store. There's nothing I can do. After 2 inches of snow, your car will be ticketed, and if it's still there, it will be towed. And the department heads are doing exactly what they have been requested to do. So I just want to make sure I pass that on. There's a lot going on during the month of February. We know that this next Friday is Valentine's Day, so gentlemen, don't forget about your wives and your sweethearts. Hopefully I won't forget, because I don't want to get in trouble either. And then next Sunday, it was already mentioned also, is President's Day. So make sure that bring that up also. With that said, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Pat.